On today's show, a historic first. We're actually going to say something positive about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, roll the intro.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today, but before we get into that, we have a situation to address here, Tony.
Yeah, we do.
You know, as you all know, on last week's show, we celebrated our 109th podcast episode, but all week long, we've had these morons coming up to us and congratulating us on 109 episodes.
Unbelievable.
People, that's podcast episodes.
Yeah, we've done over 20,000 episodes. We just didn't do podcasts because Bill Gates hadn't invented them yet.
Yeah, in fact, go look at the list of longest running shows.
Yep.
You'll see we're right up there with 60 Minutes, Meet the Press, Wheel of Fortune, all those shows for old people, which shouldn't really be counted anyway.
Yeah, they're number one in the demo of dead people.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we've cleared that up on today's show, some truly great comments from the Cowboys. We really need to applaud them this week.
Yep.
And we'll tell you the truth about the Aaron Rodgers cover-up.
Can't wait to get into that.
Also, our guest today, Tony, very confusing here. We told our booker to go get a coach.
Yeah,
and
what
he
happened?
gets this guy who calls himself the coach. But, when we went to Wikipedia, a very trusted source of information, there was no coaching experience listed on his page.
What?
Anyway, we're going to have to ask him about that. Expose him, maybe. Jonathan Coachman will be joining the show.
Is that his real name?
I don't know. Who knows, Tony? But, if there's one thing we do know, it's how to make a great Thanksgiving. And that's why it's time for a word from our good friends at Butterball. Are you planning to eat turkey this Thanksgiving? If not, then you're an un-American piece of shit.
Yeah. In fact, the other day I was at the grocery store when I saw my Aunt Marie and her boyfriend Nunzio buying items for their Thanksgiving dinner. And I said, wait, where's the stuffing? And Nunzio looked at me and said, I gave her one this morning. And actually, let's just keep going along.
Yeah, we'll just talk about
keep
that
moving
later.
there.
Anyway, go to butterball.com, enter the promo code Fusco, and get 0.012% off your first purchase of 7 turkeys or more. Offer expires November 15th, 2022.
Yeah.
It's Butterball. Anyway, all right, we got that business out of the way,
check in
Tony,
the
so let's
mail.
get right into our top story.
Top story.
First out the gate, of course, it's the story that has everybody talking. Not Michigan, not NFL. Of course, we're talking about the start of the college basketball season. It's week 1, and Tony, the action is already heating up, isn't it?
Absolutely. Every night I've been watching every single game and closely studying all the box scores. And that's because I know everyone's eager to hear our take on all the exciting matchups like Villanova versus Lemoyne College and, of course, the clash between Mercer and Morehead State. I mean, what a performance by Morehead State's D. Tellwell and Mercer's Jay McCreary. So much to say, but unfortunately, we do have to cover other stories.
Absolutely. So much to dig into, Tony, but we got to get to another top story. Some very interesting and somewhat promising comments from the Dallas Cowboys this week.
Yeah.
After they blew out the Giants and total bust Tommy DeVito by a score of 49-17, Dallas wide receiver CeeDee Lamb said, quote, "We're hitting our stride. This past month, as you can tell, we've been on a roll." And Tony, this is actually a positive step forward for the Cowboys, isn't it?
Yeah. Most teams would only say they're on a roll when they're on a 4 or 5 game win streak. But the Cowboys are doing it when they're on a 1 game win streak. Yep. This is a good step forward. It shows they're finally accepting more realistic expectations for their mediocre and all-around pathetic organization. And I think that's a good thing.
Very fair and balanced analysis there, Tony. And, this week, the Cowboys have a very tough matchup ahead of them, facing the equally formidable Carolina Panthers. And, this just looks like a tough one all around for the Cowboys, especially when you compare Bryce Young's stats to Dak's stats. Isn't that right, Tony?
100%. People think you should compare stats from this current season, but how can you?
Yep.
This season is still going. It's not a full season.
Nope.
That's why you should always compare stats from the previous season. And when you do that, you'll see Bryce Young has the clear statistical edge over Dak Prescott in every major statistical category.
Such terrific analysis there, Tony. And now to another big story rocking the NFL. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson out for the season with a shoulder injury. And Tony, when you break it down, this is a very unusual situation we have right here, don't we?
Absolutely. Usually when a player undergoes surgery, I'm most concerned for the player. But in this case, I'm most concerned for the doctor. We know that whenever Deshaun Watson is nude and stretched out on a table, terrible things tend to happen. So in my medical opinion, I recommend using extra anesthesia and possibly a straitjacket just to ensure the operation goes according to plan and everyone comes out unscathed.
Terrific medical analysis there, Tony. And on that same subject, videos have been circulating of Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers seemingly walking around perfectly fine, even though he injured his Achilles 2 months ago. Now, this is many people out there claiming that Aaron Rodgers never injured his Achilles, and it's all part of a vast cover-up. Now, some people say, well, there's zero evidence to back this up, but those people don't get it, do they, Tony?
No. These stupid people keep asking for proof that Aaron Rodgers didn't injure his Achilles. People, the proof is that there is no proof. That's why it's a cover-up. If they just showed you all the proof, then it wouldn't be a cover-up, would it?
No.
Sure, maybe you can go ask a doctor for his so-called medical expertise. But we all know that when it comes to medicine, the last person you can trust is a doctor.
So absolutely well said, Tony. And now to college football and the scandal that continues to rock the nation. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh under fire over allegations that his team stole signs from opponents. Now, this weekend after the Wolverines beat Penn State, he said it was a win for America. And that the Wolverines are now America's team. And we couldn't agree more, could we, Tony?
100%. Michigan is truly America's team now. If you don't understand why, then you're forgetting our history. The only reason America even started was because Paul Bunyan stole signs. He saw the lights and knew the bombings were about to happen. And that's why he was able to warn everybody. If he didn't steal those signs, America would have still been owned by King Henry. And we'd be talking about soccer right now. And that would have been a travesty for everybody. So that's why it's important for people out there to remember their history.
Such a terrific lesson for everyone out there, especially the children. And, we'd love to discuss this more, but Tony, I see our guest. He's coming on the line. So let's go ahead and bring him on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
All right, this guy hosts The Early Edge, a daily sports betting podcast on CBS Sports. That's where he's coming to us from their studios. He's a former ESPN SportsCenter anchor, as you know, WWE personality. Though it must be mentioned in 2003, 2005, and 2018, he was voted worst television announcer by the highly reputable publication Wrestling Observer Newsletter. So one blemish on the resume. Of course, the other blemish, no coaching experience, even though he calls himself the coach. So we'll get into that. Jonathan Coachman, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Well, thank you, boys, very, very much. I will say this, that sometimes I have moments in my career where I ask myself, how far down have you fallen? And being on your show is clearly one of those moments.
Well, that's rude.
By the way, the Wrestling Observer, who voted me worst, whatever, for those 3 years, if you knew the guy who wrote...
he sounds like a genius.
Yeah, who's never observed wrestling, I might add.
He was busy observing you suck.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you two have ever watched either, because I've been on national TV for over 20 years. You guys are still doing shows.
24 years over here. 24 years.
But yet you're still in your basement, clearly, both of you.
This is the official Fusco Show studio, number one. And you know what the basement is? The basement is how you started your segment, bro.
Yeah, we're going to teach you how to do an interview.
Yeah, we're going to coach you.
Here.
Here, let's ask you a question, coach. You have zero coaching experience, yet you call yourself the coach. Don't you think that's fraudulent?
Do you know how many times in my career where I've had people say, "So what do you coach?" Literally, probably 100,000 times in my career.
Make it 100,001.
Yeah, because you never answered a question.
I'll answer the question for you right here, right now. I coach everybody. And the reason I coach everybody, because I'm the best at what I do. And it doesn't matter if it was the WWE, ESPN, CBS Sports, PGA Tour. Do I need to go on with
this guy
all
loves
my
himself?
Okay.
Hey, look, all right, you're the best at what you do.
All right, let's get into
put
it.
That to the test.
We'll
here
we go.
We're going to get into the top
test,
story.
coach.
Of course, the thing that has everybody talking, week one of the college basketball season. Now, you know, we've been watching every single game, studying every box score closely. Now, give us your take. Of course, the other night we saw Villanova crushing Lemoyne College. So, Coach, give us your expert take.
Well, I know this, that if I was doing a show about the Big Five in the Philadelphia area, I wouldn't be talking about Lemoyne College because they're playing Division IIIs to start the season. I'd be talking about what
this guy
big
thinks
games
he's producing
do they have
the show
on their
now.
schedule.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a producer at heart. You've got to be able to do everything.
You should be behind the camera, bro. You're on the wrong side of the camera.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder, do you guys have like a giveaway for the people that can correctly predict how many times you say bro on your show?
If there's one thing I'm going to give away, it's you to another show. Here,
bro. Keep it up, bro.
We'll go to NFL. Maybe you're more comfortable with this.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, you know, we're pleased by what they said this week. You know, after beating the Giants, Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb said the team is, quote, on a roll. Now, usually most teams would say they're on a roll after maybe a 4 or 5 game win streak, but the Cowboys are doing this after a 1 game win streak. Don't you think this is a good step forward for Dallas, you know, having more realistic expectations for their shitty, pathetic team?
Clearly, I hate being on anything that is your side. That has become very clear to me very, very quickly. But I will say this. I'm on your side for this one because I've been very adamant. And I'm just because I was at ESPN for 10 years, just because I did First Take 43 different times, filling in for Stephen A. and Skip, doesn't mean that I'm going to ride the train like Stephen A. Smith does. However, when you're a franchise gentleman that for 26 years, you've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is the kind of quote that's going to come out of your top receiver saying, yeah, we're on a roll. How about you just get to another Super Bowl? Instead of actually thinking that you're still America's team. It drives me
analysis.
See, there you go, Coach.
That was good.
There you go. That was good.
Thank you.
Now I'm kind of understanding why you have a career in television, because for a moment there it was unclear. All right, let's move to this story. As you just saw, Deshaun Watson, Browns quarterback, out for the season with a shoulder injury. Now, usually when a player undergoes surgery, we're most concerned about the player. But in this case, we're most concerned about the doctor. You know, when Deshaun Watson is lying on a table, you know, naked, terrible things can happen. What's your level of concern here?
My level of concern is for everybody who was in the front office that decided that at some point that it was the smart choice to give this man $230 million guaranteed. I haven't thought about the other stuff that you guys are thinking about.
See, this is what we call a safe answer. Look at that. You're dodging the question like Neo in Matrix, bro.
You asked my take. That's my take, because I actually have a professional career that I would like not to lose. So this is how I will answer.
And that's why you're a coach, man. You're on the sidelines. We're in the game, bro. All right, next topic. Next topic. He's uncomfortable. He's shitting his pants right now. We'll move on.
That's okay. We'll keep moving forward.
He's as nervous as the nurse in the Deshaun Watson operation room. But next up. All right, Aaron Rodgers. There are videos circulating around the internet, as you may have seen, that show him seemingly comfortably walking even though it's just a couple months after he injured his Achilles. Now, this is many people claiming that he never injured his Achilles in the first place. Now, there is no evidence to prove this, but don't you think that is proof that the cover-up is working perfectly?
Yeah.
Are you guys serious about this? I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers for a second. Do you think he wanted to go through all the hype to have 4 plays before he went down with a torn Achilles? What person in their right mind would actually do that and be part of
You sound like one of the sheep, bro.
Yeah, he didn't want to play for the Jets.
No. Then why would he be back at every single game right now? Well, he's actually training about an hour from where I'm sitting right now.
Oh,
then
really?
he flies cross country to every single Jets game. If he wasn't all in, why would he do that? So, no, I do not agree with you that there's a cover-up with Aaron Rodgers not wanting to play for the Jets after everything they went through to get him, and he went through, also sacrificing money.
Just sounding like a total sheep.
Yup. No critical
Eyes
thinking
closed.
there. Yup.
This is very, very pathetic by you.
Okay,
All
we'll
right,
give you a chance to jump back in. Let's see here.
We saw you're on this betting show. So you call yourself a betting expert? Well, let's put that to the test, okay?
Let's put it to the test.
As we head into week 11, here's what we're going to do. We're going to test your knowledge, test your expertise. Now, due to NFL betting regulations, Jonathan, we are not allowed to say the nickname of the team. If you say the name of the team, you are putting the whole show in legal jeopardy. So we're going to have to sound this alarm, okay? So be very careful in this segment, okay? All right.
Yeah.
First up, New York NFC versus Washington. We're going to bet the under 2.5 total points for the entire game.
Yeah, we're teasing it down to 2.5 points and taking the under.
So you're going to take you're going to do like a 10-team teaser so you can move it down 30 points.
Yup.
Explain the reasoning here, Tony. He obviously doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand. New York NFC has no offense. Washington knows that they can just get a safety on Tommy DeVito and then rest the rest of their starters.
You guys know. Do you guys realize that when you tease, if you're betting an under, you tease it up. You don't tease it down to 2.5.
You've never teased anyone, bro. Yeah.
That is very, very clear because I'm quite sure. Now, I won't even go there. I won't even go there.
You under a bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk down to us like that.
It'd be a lot less painful than this interview, I can tell you that.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine how it feels for us.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next game.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay at San Francisco. Now, this is what we call a prop bet, Jonathan, just in case you don't know.
You don't know the lingo.
We're going to take Christian McCaffrey to have 0 touchdowns because, as we saw last week, when he has 0 touchdowns, they win. Thoughts?
My thoughts is that you'd be going against, I think it's 18 straight games before that he had a touchdown in every single game. And to bring the number down, you can bet a first half touchdown because most of his touchdowns come in the first half. So I hate the play of playing no touchdowns because he just had 18 straight. So I'll bet him to find the end zone once again this week.
And you're going to find the end zone of this show. So stupid.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Please.
All right, fine.
Get me off of here.
Yeah. All right. Where are you from, bro?
I'm not telling you that.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
We
know where you're from because we're going to get to this game.
Yeah.
Philadelphia
Are you ready?
At Kansas City.
Yeah.
Your beloved Kansas City team.
Born and raised.
We're going to be conservative and take Philly minus 21 in the first quarter. Your thoughts?
That's got to be like plus 10,000 or something.
We're going to hit, bro. We're going to hit.
I would love to know the sports books that you guys play at because I want to have an account there.
No.
If you can play the Eagles minus 21 in the first quarter.
What? Whoa! He just put himself in legal jeopardy.
You messed up. You put the whole thing in jeopardy.
You know what? You just alarmed everyone. Get this, coach. You're going to be flying, coach, in a one-way ticket off the show.
Yeah, you're done. You're off the show. You're off the show.
Next stop, jail, bro.
Go, Coach Pee Wee League. You're done.
Fusco satellite.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the phone.
You know, if there's something I'm going to bet, it's that he's never coming on the show again.
Yeah, he needs to change his name to not a Coachman.
Great point, Tony. Anyway,
Thank
we're not
you.
going to let him ruin, which was a terrific show all around.
Absolutely.
Of course, we want to thank our newest sponsors, our good friends at Butterball.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
you
if it
kidding
isn't
me?
a real Thanksgiving turkey in human
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, producer Jay,
What do you
want?
want?
Corrections.
What?
What? Hurry up.
When you were comparing Bryce Young to Dak Prescott, you showed Bryce Young's stats from last season.
So?
Yes, so?
He was in college. Of course his stats would be better in college than in the pros.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know which pro has great stats? The hitman I hired to kill you.
Yeah, I saw your stats from college. Laid 0 times. Boom! You're done. Let's
Great-
get out of
No,
here.
no,
We're done.
great
Let's
one,
go.
Tony.
No.
What do you want?
You called Giants QB Tommy DeVito a total bust.
Yeah, he sucks.
Sucks, bro.
Yup.
He was undrafted. You can't say someone who is undrafted is a bust.
Oh, yeah, well, you know what I also can't say is a bust? Your mom's chest.
Yeah, and you know who else is gonna get drafted? You, after I fart in your face. Oh,
great
you're
one,
done.
Tony.
Yeah, let's
No.
get out of here. That's it.
No.
What? Hurry up.
You said the historical figure who stole signs from the British was Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, bro.
American hero, bro.
Yeah.
No, you're confusing him with Paul Revere. Paul Bunyan is a fictional character, not a historical figure.
Oh, yeah, well, you're gonna be a historical figure after I murder you.
Yeah. The next Paul you're gonna see is the pallbearer at your funeral. Oh, he's
one,
done.
Tony.
He's soaking in his shit.
And here's another event,
He's
Tony, we can look
soaking.
forward to besides the funeral, of course. You know, we reached out to this guest, asked him to record next week, but he said something about Thanksgiving, wanting to
Who
spend
is
time
it?
with his family, yada, yada, yada. But he'll be here in 2 weeks. Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend Nick Foles just
Wow,
booked on
that's
the show.
huge
Hey, don't forget,
news.
visit our merch store, buy up all the
Buy
merch.
all the merch.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow us, all that yada,
Yup.
yada. You know what to do. And Tony,
You know what to do.
great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you,
Happy
people.
Thanksgiving. See ya.